Lately, it seems like you can't scroll LinkedIn without seeing the same edgy, fear-mongering post about AI. You know, the post that says, AI won't replace all jobs, just yours. Ironically, most of the people creating that stuff used AI to write it, so if anyone's getting replaced, maybe it's them. But as uninspired as these posts are, they serve a purpose: to scare you into buying whatever AI snake oil the author is selling. And you're seeing this in every industry with every job, even the dudes who guard the Tower of London. So what about marketers? Will AI replace us? No, because it can't. And two recent studies, one from Salesforce and another from Carnegie Mellon, not only confirm that, but they reveal just how far AI hype is from reality. Now, hypothetically speaking, if AI were to replace marketers, it would have to do it in one of two ways, either by doing the work or by running the operation. And Salesforce and Carnegie Mellon decided to put AI to the test to see if it could pull off either one. Here's what they found. Let's start with the Salesforce study. They wanted to know if today's top LLMs could handle everyday CRM tasks common to sales and marketing. So they built a simulated CRM with synthetic data and let AI agents handle everything from qualifying leads to conversion rate analysis. You know, the usual stuff. So how did they perform? Like a mime in a spelling bee. Not great. They only got simple single-step tasks right about 58% of the time. But once a second step or reasoning was needed, accuracy dropped to 35%. When it came to handling sensitive info, the AI agent showed a tendency to leak or hallucinate private data, and somehow adding safety filters made it worse. That's like buying a smoke detector that starts fires. To be fair, there's a lot more marketing work both inside and outside the CRM that wasn't covered in this study. But if AI agents are already struggling with the simpler tasks they were given, it's hard to imagine them handling the more complex ones. We already covered this in our Vibe marketing video, where we explained why AI agents fall short on tasks like campaign planning, content creation, and outreach. It sounds like AI won't be taking over the work anytime soon, so we can cross that one off the list. But can it run the operation? Let's move on to the Carnegie Mellon study to find out. Carnegie Mellon researchers created a virtual company and asked AI agents powered by the top LLMs to run it. They were given real workplace tasks, including project management, interpreting spreadsheet data, and internal collaboration. Here's how they did. AI agents failed roughly 70% of the time when asked to complete tasks end-to-end. Gemini Pro 2.5 was the top performer, completing just 30% of tasks. For comparison, GPT-4o completed only 8.6% of tasks. But the lowest performer was Qwen, which completed a paltry 1.1% of tasks. And you thought summer interns needed help? Someone check on Llama. That's Meta's LLM in case you weren't aware, but I don't blame you, no one uses it anyways. Alright, so it's pretty clear that AI itself won't be replacing marketers. But I know what you're thinking. AI won't replace people, but people using AI will. And you're not alone in thinking that. Like, really not alone. At all. So let's double click on that and try to determine exactly what it means to use AI so that us marketers won't get replaced. As we just saw, the answer is in AI agents, at least not for now. But to be clear, true AI agents don't even exist yet. What we've been calling AI agents are actually just LLMs preloaded with if this then that commands. And that's not very revolutionary. And it's not very reliable either. Could using AI mean marketers should build their own LLMs? Well, that's not realistic since it takes heaps of time, money, and resources. Besides, if the biggest names in AI are struggling to make LLMs profitable, it's highly unlikely that Chad from accounts will crack the code. Speaking of code, did you know that AI coding tools slow developers down by 19%? Maybe using AI means just trying out a wide variety of AI-powered tools. Tempting, but let's be real. Consolidation is already happening. Remember when AI call transcription tools were all the rage? Then Google Meet and Zoom added it to their own platforms, and just like that, all those apps became irrelevant. That's a microcosm of what's coming. Most standalone AI tools will vanish as big-name platforms bake the same features into the tools we already use. Wait, so by use AI, people really mean use the same leading LLMs and industry-standard tools with AI features powered by those same LLMs? How does that offer a competitive advantage? It doesn't. In the same way that having spell check in Outlook didn't magically turn everyone into a linguist. Mine dearest sir, per my last correspondence, the brief inquired that we repurpose the webinar. For better or worse, AI is already baked into everything we use, from CRMs to bird feeders. And there's nothing spectacular about that. Whenever I talk about AI in marketing, I try to offer practical ways to use it. But the truth is that it's subjective. Each marketer needs to figure out where they can find value from AI based on their own situation. According to BCG, 74% of companies can't scale the value of AI beyond individual use. So whatever gains you see from it mostly ends with you. Smart marketers will figure out what works for them, but they won't lean on AI as a crutch. Subpar marketers will. And they're already easy to spot, posting unoriginal content, blasting spammy outreach, and blindly optimizing based on garbage insights. Look around. The web's full of social posts, podcasts, and videos, all regurgitating the same ideas to the point where they're almost indistinguishable from one another. But a sea of mediocrity creates an opportunity for smart marketers to stand out. Because what separates the wheat from the chaff isn't who uses AI. It's extraordinary ideas and skills. And you can't be extraordinary if you're pumping from the same well as everyone else. Sure, you can fairly argue that LLMs will get better, and that might be true. But what else is true is that as LLMs get better, they also tend to hallucinate more. But don't hold your breath. 76% of leading AI researchers say that LLMs won't get us to AGI. So it's gonna be a while. Look, I'd be remiss if I didn't touch on the headlines. There have been some jobs outside of marketing that have been displaced by AI. But even that's been wildly overhyped. Just look at companies like Klarna and Duolingo. They all tried replacing workers with AI only to turn heel after it essentially blew up in their face. As for the other companies that allegedly replaced workers with AI, well, they didn't. Instead, they offshored the work to save money on labor and used AI as a PR fall guy. Maybe the next time I forget to pick my kids up from school, I'll blame ChatGPT. That's not to say that humans don't make mistakes, because of course they do. But most employees aren't inherently likely to hallucinate sensitive information like health records or suggest jumping off a bridge to cure a toothache. With AI, those kind of errors aren't just possible, they're inevitable. And when a human messes up, there are real consequences, like getting fired. But what do you do when an AI agent goes rogue? You can't go to HR, and as Salesforce showed us, putting safety filters in place didn't really help. So what will? Well, I'm no scientist, but perhaps we can start at not creating the problem in the first place. Instead of scrambling to try every flash-in-the-pan AI tool or panic-buying crappy Udemy courses, marketers should invest in expanding their skills, because that's an investment that never goes out of style. Whatever you do, leave the trend chasing to the grifters. But be sure to take note of all these so-called thought leaders peddling AI hype or fear, because they'll be the first to bail when the buzz boils down, only to jump onto the next shiny trend, like that guy from high school who went from posting truck selfies to sharing crypto day trading strategies. You know, it's funny that the universal icon for generative AI is that magic sparkle, like you could just flip a switch and watch the magic happen. But magic isn't real. Illusions are. And that's what you're being sold, an illusion.